Klay Thompson leaving the Golden State Warriors, signing a 3-year, $50 million deal with the Dallas Mavericks, who obviously just played in the NBA Finals. They lost, but they played there. And Rob G, give us a little background, because a lot of people I actually thought it'd be a great move for the Lakers if they could get him. Obviously, Klay has a history with the Lakers. His dad, Michael Thompson, not only played there, won a championship, was a part of the Showtime Lakers.
He's on the radio broadcast every night.
He does a radio broadcast. So there were all types of reasons for the Lakers to get this done, including that they offered more money. 4 years, $80 million to 5 years, $50 million. And Klay said, thanks, but no thanks. Rob G, give us a little bit of background from the reporting that's out there.
Well, you're spot on there, Chris. According to Bleacher Report's Chris Haynes, friend of the show, the Lakers, after their meeting, had an offer. It was either 3 years or 4 years, depending on what Klay preferred, averaging $20 million per season. So a maximum would have been 4 years, $80 million. According to Chris Haynes, the terms of the deal would have had to have included a sign and trade with D'Angelo Russell in order to match salaries. The problem, though, is the Golden State Warriors had no interest in reacquiring D'Angelo Russell.
Thank you, but no thank you, which is right.
So could they have gotten it done some other way?
So the Lakers would have had to canvass the league and find another team with cap space where they could just dump D'Angelo Russell and include some kind of compensation. And apparently Klay Thompson didn't want to wait that long. So he ultimately decided to take the Dallas Mavericks deal, which, according to Adrian Wojnarowski, a reason why he was more willing to accept the Dallas deal quickly is because of the tax benefits in Dallas as opposed to what he would have in California.
Which are significant. When there's no state tax, I mean, that might not sound like a lot to some people, but that's a big difference, when you don't have to pay that income tax. So he probably did the math, and it may not have been that much of a difference, if any, to be honest. So that would have been interesting to see what those final numbers look like. But who knows how long he could have been waiting, right? D'Angelo Russell, we know he picked up his option, Rob, with the Lakers, right? $18 million, which is, for a player of his caliber, he's worth more than that. I mean, I'm not saying he's an awesome player. He's fine. He's a good player. But on the open market, he is worth more money than that. But he opted in for a reason, Rob. And I believe it's because his agent had done his homework and found that, you know what, there aren't that many teams willing to give you this type of money. And the teams that are good aren't willing to do it or don't have that type of money. And so I think he's going back to the Lakers, see if he can help them, go deep or win a championship. And then, kind of even up his value more. I'm sure that's his thinking, but that it doesn't surprise me that a lot of teams aren't ready to make that trade for a guy that's on a 1-year deal and has, is good, but not great. And so, Rob, I'm going to just say this. I think Klay Thompson made the right decision. If he had gone to the Lakers for the personal reasons that we mentioned, the emotional, sentimental reasons, I would have been fine with it. I think he'd be good on the Lakers. But I think, Rob, there is certainly a part of him that wants a tad bit of retribution against the Warriors, right? They paid Andrew Wiggins. They paid Draymond Green, who's obviously had his issues. And you won't pay me? And I get why they won't, but I'm just saying that's probably his thinking. And so what's the best way to get back at them is to win a championship. And he's got a better shot with the Mavericks than he does with the Lakers. I think he's a perfect fit there. So I get what he was thinking, if indeed I'm on the money. But I think that makes sense.
Yeah, I think it's foolish from this standpoint. I really do. When you've had a career like he's had and won as many championships and is synonymous, we see this happen a lot of times. Guys go and finish their careers elsewhere, which is fine. But it wasn't like they didn't offer him a deal, Chris, which was close to what he wound up taking, right?
Well, initially, Rob.
Well, he turned down 48.
2 years, 48, which is more per year, obviously. So, Rob G, was there any? But there was the reporting that they really weren't. That kind of was off the table. I guess he may have wanted more.
Well, he wanted more than that, right? But he got $2 million more, and it's fine if you want to go and do that.
Yeah, not per year,
I just don't think that's if you have a chance to play your career and where you've won and you'll always be remembered, that I don't think there's a price you could put on that. I really do.
Really?
Yeah, I really don't. I don't think automatically going to Dallas means he's going to win a championship or anything. And there's a chance that he could be as bad as he was the last time we saw him when he was 0 for 10 from the field, or not play that whole way, but he's on the downside, and he has to be honest about what it is that the Warriors, they had given him a contract. He's had 2 serious injuries. They did give him a contract, Chris. Again, I don't think that the Warriors have done anything wrong here, in that you just can't be giving away money and fall in love with the past. You can't do it, because you wind up hurting your organization long term, paying somebody who you already paid, and you already had the parade and all that. And Klay, we love you, but you're not the same guy. And it's hard for guys. They want love and affection from somewhere else, so they'll go somewhere else. And everybody always thinks, well, it didn't work out there, but it'll work out here. I get it. People always think that it's going to work out somewhere else, and it doesn't always. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. It would be one thing, Chris, if they said, don't let the door hit you on the way out, then you have no choice. But I think if they could have it their way, they would love to have him stay and retire as a Warrior and never wear anybody else's uniform. So, I mean, it's a decision he has to live with. The curious one to me is not wanting to go to the Lakers. I mean, that's curious to me, and I hear the tax ramifications or whatever, but if you're really trying to make a statement or go to a team and be in a situation, especially your dad works for the organization, your dad has history there, you're going to be.
Do you think he has a better chance of winning with Dallas or the Lakers?
I mean, now that the Lakers have Bronny, I would say the Lakers, right? I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
No, I disagree with you. I mean, because just what you said for them, why, it's not like he's the same player. They can't hurt their business model. He got to think about business too. And he's not getting much more money. And I don't even know that the Warriors, Rob, might not have gone to $50 million 2 years, right? It's only $2 million difference. A lot of times, though, you'll be willing to take less somewhere else than where you're at because you feel a certain way. You feel like
there's no doubt. You see it all the time.
Right. But I think he wants to win. And then you're right. There's no guarantee. But there's not a team he could go to in the league that would guarantee him a championship in this era of parity in particular. But he's in as a great situation, and he is going to be a critical player for them. And look, we know the last game, 0 for 10, fine. It's a game. But the dude ain't that bad. He averaged 18 points last year on 39% shooting from 3. So he still can play. He's not what he used to be, certainly defensively, but he still can play. And I just don't think, especially nowadays, heck, Michael Jordan didn't finish with the Bulls. And we don't, think about the Washington years much or hold it against him. It is what it is. Most players nowadays don't finish, even stars, with the team that they started with. I don't think it's that big of a deal anymore.
But in Jordan's case, remember, they did everything they could to make him leave. I mean, I want Phil Jackson back. First thing they did, Phil Jackson not coming back. You know what I mean? Like they did everything to try to force Michael not to be there, and that's what wound up happening, which is fine. In the Warriors' case, I mean, is Dallas really going to make another run and be in the championship?
Why wouldn't they?
I don't know.
Their best player is 25 years old.
I know, but the rest of the league is going to be
it's going to be tough.
It's going to be real tough.
Right.
That's one of those runs.
They're in the mix. They're in the mix.
That's one of those runs that I'm not convinced it's going to be.
Look, Denver ain't looking that great right now. I mean, it is open, but they're one of those teams. I mean, Luka Doncic, I think this is just what he needed. It was what the doctor ordered as far as his comeuppance in the finals. I think he'll come back better. I think a key for them, Rob, is Kyrie. Can Kyrie play as well as he did last year? And if he does, and then you got Klay, and I like the other moves they made, Quentin Grimes and Najee Marshall. Like they have done some good stuff. Nico Harrison, credit to him, the GM.